Hey everybody, it's Liching Hour. I'm the Lich, and this is Tales from the Dungeon. Tonight we are playing the Apocrypha adventure card game, as is usual, or tradition rather. And tonight, a very special game that I'm not even supposed to be playing. I'm never supposed to. I've not done the appropriate rituals to get here. Well, the appropriate rituals. I did a backdoor ritual. Yeah, I'm going to stick with those words. I did a backdoor ritual in order to be able to play this particular scenario. In order to keep this going, to keep the story flowing. The story must flow. Hey, Legio Necris and Father J, thank you so much. Of course I know the Raven secret. I did the backdoor. Like, I took the route of going to the Raven King, and he's going to help us get in the... What I mean by all that is that it tells me in the book here that, do not look here, you must heed the chattering of ravens to find this place. You must complete an IRL mission in the same game session and must know the raven's secret before you attempt this mission. I'm bypassing that little security measure. Sam in 1, right now, we're coming to kind of a climax of the Nebuchadnezzar story, the sleeping king, where he's not quite deep sleep, he's not quite awake, which means dreams and reality are everything's getting confused and mushy, to the point where Sam and Yi were awake in this last mission, looking after, desperately trying to find some kind of clue as to where Nebuchadnezzar could be laying, sleeping, to try to either put him back to sleep or wake him up. And their only clue at the time was a copycat, I'll say killer, copycat killer, Spring-Heeled Jack in Boston. They went there. They ended up going back in time to a time because of the dream, because the thing is kind of going. They were asleep but not asleep, or they're awake but not awake. Ended up back in time in 1800s Whitechapel. There they found Spring-Heeled Jack. Turns out, though, they also found the Raven King. The Raven King was a saint at around the same time as Spring-Heeled Jack, and this was a saint, that one of the few saints that got himself out of being a saint by diving into old magics, ancient dark magics, and finding himself the new reincarnate Raven King, and then going off and building his own realm within the dream. That's been disrupted. It's been disrupted by everything I just said about Nebuchadnezzar. His realm has been disrupted. He was called on by one. He came, and he and Spring-Heeled Jack had been old enemies. He had grabbed Spring-Heeled Jack, and because they had helped him there, he was willing to even talk to One and Sam. And One and Sam beseeched upon him that they are looking for Nebuchadnezzar's resting place. He said he would show them, but there was one other thing that they needed to do in order to help him. So we rejoined Sam and One as they were taken away by the Raven King to his realm of Fae inside the dream. And the Raven King tells them that a very an insane dream person, an insane dream has been let loose of the prisons that even Nebuchadnezzar tried to imprison it in his darkest depths. Every dream has the darkest depth, and this is one of those deep dark secrets. The skin sorcerer, the one who walks beyond all lines. Yeah, it's funny that the Raven King is telling them about someone who's even way worse than him. even the Fae and he have some sort of lines, but this is the skin sorcerer, the one who walks beyond all lines, and he has found his way into the Raven King's part of the land, and is slowly dismantling it by taking out his ravens. If we, Sam and one, can get to the remaining ravens before the bagman does, then we will have won. And then the Raven King has promised to take us to the sleeping place of Nebuchadnezzar. Tonight's mission is called More Than One Way. I'm assuming it means more than one way to skin a cat. The antagonist here is the bagman, the skin sorcerer. That's probably what we're referencing here with more than one way. The ravens, we must say, are the Hugans. There's just one of Hugan, but for purposes of tonight, there are more than one. We need to, the scenario is, as we find the ravens in 3 locations, they're either going to become one of our trophies or one of the bagman's trophies. Once we've finished close the last, or are about to close the last nexus or location, that's when we're going to meet the skin sorcerer, and we'll have to defeat him. And he could be extremely hard. Oh shit, they got a steel chair. I know how to deal with this guy. I think you're absolutely right. So when we meet this guy, like, depending on which virtue we want to use, I have to roll, like, if I want to say I'm going to use rage, then we're going to roll 7 dice, and that's what we're going to have to roll to beat him. And hopefully we roll all 1s at that time. Yeah. Other than that, there's nothing too complicated about this scenario. It's, we just got to go through each location, find the raven in each one, don't time out before that happens, and then beat him when we find him. Can't beat that with a bat. Sam's first up. Sam's got the Wickety Whack Sack. I love this card. Basically, this allows me to take any kind of non-true threat monster and stick them in the sack and not even have to fight them. Wishful Thinking, Extra Shot of Coffee, Nihilistic Impulse. That's a good card too. And the Kaleidoscope, which I haven't used to the best of its ability yet. I need to get better at using that. Move you out of the way. Not Waking the Great Sleeping Ones. Yeah, it's. Have either of you read a very good book by the name of, totally forgot. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. The Strange Tales of Jonathan Strange. I think it's called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I think it's just called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. It's also a Netflix show that's really fantastic. The book is by far very good, and then the Netflix did a short miniseries of it, and it's really, really good. So really good. The reason I bring it up is because the Raven King plays out kind of a big deal in that book. Okay. Is there anything else we need to do? There is not. Yes. Musics. We hit the musics. Okay. Sam, first night. We have 24 turns in order to think that first location. All right, so the Raven King takes him back to his palace where he has all these, all the servants are Fae in the court, and none of them want to look at Sam, and any of them that do are, look through him like he doesn't even exist. They are a little interested in one, however. One is quite the oddity for the incredibly self-obsessed and glamoured elves. But for the most part, they are left alone. It's a very chilly place. The Raven King himself seems very chilly. they hear the screams, the little concerning screams from Spring Hill Jack, and as he's apparently being tortured or something for his sins. Sam's pretty happy once they get out away from that. But the Raven King does show them. He tells them the first place to start is the tower. Go there, just at the edge of my realm. He points on the direction, and they see the ziggurat rising up out of the forest, and so they head that way. The dream world, now that we're asleep, we are officially asleep. This is an in dreams game, which I have to remember that whenever we start, I can discard a card to dream share, which, I don't know, is a little clunky for all this, but dream sharing means I can examine, say, this deck. I can examine one, because it's dream share one, and then I can exchange any one of the gifts with a dreamer card. Like I can go, okay, I'm going to change that with one of the dreamers, but then I have to look through my cards. I've yet to really find this useful. Maybe I'm just a terrible player. Let us play. Sam and one walk out of the dream forest, which they got, they're actually nothing. The Raven King's land is actually not very for being invaded by this bagman who's taking all this stuff. It's very peaceful. There's not much there. Every now and then they'd see a great stag run by, but other than that, it's very quiet. I guess that will change once all the ravens or the pillars of his realm are taken out. They exit the forest to find this ziggurat. Well, actually, technically, this is probably not a pyramid. If he said the tower, it's a tower. It's an old tower on the edge of his realm. A relic maybe from when he first took this land. He told them he doesn't know much about it. It wasn't ancient sorcerers. So we're going to go in there. Sam's going to draw the first Omen of Doom. It's the only omen he has, so... When I evaluate versus the threat, I got trash the highest die. Okay. Alright, so during my support phase, do I want to do support here? I can heal right now. I've got a support card to heal. Oh, I know. A little combo here. Alright, so since I can do the whole start, I got to discard a card. I don't want to discard a card. I don't understand the use of that. I really don't. Okay. What I was trying to get at is I kind of want to see what this card is because I have a card. All right, so Kaleidoscope. Remember how I told you I wasn't using this? Great, I'm going to try to use this right. During the support phase, which is before I draw this, I can reload this, put it on top of my deck to examine this card. If it's a threat, and the next card I'm going to confront, which it would be, I get to add a rage die to that. So it's a little bit of a check out. I'm going to reload. Check this out. It's not a threat. And fine. I'm going to play Omen of Doom. Soul Stealer Camera. Okay, so this is Sam. He's got 2 in Soul or 3 in Rage. It's got Hack though, so I'm gonna try Soul since it's only 13. He only has 2, but he has a Hack skill of 2, which means I get to add 2 of these to it to get 13. And then I have a value in hacking. When I'm hacking, I get to upgrade 1 bonus die. Okay, let's wow. Okay. Sam's pretty interested in the when Raven King says he doesn't even know who had this tower or what it was about. Sam hasn't had they've been dealing with a lot, so he likes the little mental exercise. So of when he gets little puzzles. So unlike me, he likes puzzles. So he's going through in his mind, thinking about who could have taken this, and he whips out his computer. Of course, he doesn't have his deck. He doesn't have internet access, but he has downloaded lots and lots of databases. And so he's spending some time going through that for a moment as they're walking through the forest. And because of that, he lands on so this isn't gonna represent the camera. It's gonna represent there was a sorcerer, one who was rumored to have been one of the few that weren't as well known as the skin sorcerer. This one dealt in souls, and this tower was his. Might be why the bagman and the skin sorcerers come back here first to start trying to take control of this land. But this little bit of info is that this was a sorcerer who dealt in stealing souls. An ancient friend of the skin sorcerer. All right, or skin sorcerer, right? Is that what I keep saying? Yes. You get back over there. Okay, I don't have any more omens, so I'm gonna pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. An omen of doom. Right. What does one have? One has Mondrian Cell, Illusion. That's new. The Bowler's Brew. I haven't used that yet. And 3 Omens of Doom. Good for him. Okay, what kind of support stuff do I got that I can... What is that? I really want to make this dream share stuff. See if this is useful. Okay, we're gonna try it out. This Bowler's Brew, I can recycle it, put it at the bottom of the deck to dream share 1, right in the beginning. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna recycle it instead of discarding. We're gonna look at this, and funny, it's already a dream card. So I think if it's already a dream card, I don't do anything. Examine that number of cards from the deck. You may exchange any one gift omen or non-truth with one new dreamer's card of the same type. I don't want to, because the extra shot is healing, and I kind of want that. So we're gonna have an examine. Huh. Wow. Check this out. Yeah. So get this, though. So I want this, right? I'm like, yeah, I want it. All 3 of these dooms are Omen of Doom Extravagance. Investigate. If it's a gift, avoid it, and then investigate again. All 3 of them. Oh, it's fantastic. It's just so good. That's so great. Okay. Omen of Doom. Oh, it's a gift. I have to get rid of it. And investigate again. Mr. Whiffle. I insist we spend all our time together and have many fabulous adventures. He's a dreamer ally. All right, let's roll for it. And then I'll narrate. 12 body or 12 soul. Well, one has... I like that last roll, by the way. I hope that my rolls are going to be like that. Okay. Ally tool charm. You got charm, don't you, buddy? Yeah, he does. He has charm now. 1. All right, let's get 12 on 4 dice. Hey, Legio, I got an idea you might be interested in. The last book I do of this, I got 2 more books to do. I'm thinking it'll be the last book. I mean, I might even do the next book, but I'm thinking the last book. The last book, I'm thinking of doing it. Okay, let me back up. So this game, there's 2 different modes to this game. There is this mode where you play with multiple people or by yourself, and you do it just like this. There is, and in the other mode is a role-playing mode. The creator of the game wanted this to also be a TTRPG, where you have your deck of cards, and the GM sets out these things for you to do, to roll against, and that kind of stuff. I'm thinking about using Tabletop Simulator to do this, the final book, with other people. Not as a regular game, but as a GM. I thought that might be cool, and do it as a show for the final 9. It'll be 9 episodes. Yeah, exactly. It's a deck building game format. Yep. Yeah. I know. I've never had a chance to play it like that, except for with him, because I met him at a conference and I got a chance to spend a couple hours with the guy, just me and him, and he took me through a couple scenarios so I could get a feel for what he was thinking. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Red Dragon Inn isn't an RPG though, right? That's just a card game. I've played that once or twice. Anyway, let's see if we get Mr. Whiffle. Okay, I'm really hoping these rolls stay with me. I like this kind of roll. We need this kind of rolls at the end of the night. Okay, as they come up to the tower, and Sam's got a bad feeling about this. One looks over, and covered by moss, it looks like the moss is covered in the shape of a bear. Like, he just gets that impression. And one flows over to look at that, because like I've said in the past so many times, there are no coincidences with the saints. Everything's placed there for a reason. And he looks and he uncovers the moss, and there is Mr. Whiffle, the bear. It makes a little squeak sound when he picks it up. A soul that the soul sorcerer had taken and placed in the bear. Very eager to help. Okay, so support while slotted. Bury 1 card, draw 1 new omen. If it is an omen of doom, bury this gift. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got another omen. Let's do it. So anyway, I brought that up because you, with your experience at Tabletop Simulator and streamer and stuff, you might want to be one of the 4 or more. What I was thinking is I was going to have all my characters that I've played the last 70 games, and everybody will pick from them, and I'll give you a preconceived deck. This all hinges on there being a copy of this in Tabletop Sim. That's what that idea hinges on. All right. If it's a gift, it is not a gift. It is a raven. Okay. What special things happen when I encounter minion A? Okay, I may go to Sanctify and Seal. Okay, to seal. Huh, okay. Hey, Crow. Hey, buddy. Welcome. There are a few copies. Oh yeah, are they? Do they have all the books? I wonder. I'm looking for the last book I want to do. Is the book of the it's the last. I have 2 books left, the Skinwalkers, but the ultimate climax is going to be the Book of Serpents. That's going to be the climax of my journey, my 2-year journey into doing this. Hey, Crow, you interested in coming back and playing a game of Viva the Dungeon next week? Not tomorrow, but the week after. I meant to reach out to you. Thanks for stopping by. Viva the Dungeon Hardcore is gonna. My goal is to debut this month. It might not be till next month because I've got an idea. Legio, I'm putting together a store of things you can buy with weapons and armors and enchantments for those to take into the dungeon for Viva the Dungeon Hardcore. In an effort to give people things to spend their gold on. Okay, back to... Sam reaches to grab onto the big door handle, one of those ancient gold, like big bronze ring. He reaches to grab it. When he touches it, it slams open, almost throwing him. He throws him back, but he stays on his feet. And in the doorway is a huge crow eye, and there's a crow goes out. A squawk goes out that just almost deafens them. And this crow's looking at them through the whole door. Our first pillar, our first raven pillar. Hardcore. Right on. I keep meaning to. I'm meaning to reach out. I usually do reach out. Tomorrow night I've got as of right now, we have a group of 5 from a different show, which I'm really excited about. And then next week, it'll be open again to whoever. Just one mod called the Apocrypha? Huh. I think that'd be a really cool way for me to end this. This is my 73rd game, and doing the last book as a RPG, I think would be a really fitting end. Okay, so, this is Sam. Sam can either use Rage or Mind. When we go into Evaluate, we have to reroll 5s and 6s. If we use Rage at the end of our turn, we have to bury our hand. So that... Wait, this isn't Sam. This is 1. Oh, here's a trick. Ooh, this is a trick. I think this is I think there's a way out of this. So check this out. That's okay. I'll reach out. I just, because you popped in, I was going to reach out in Discord anyway. I'll just reach out closer to next week. No big deal. It's going to be up for a while longer this season. Season literally just began. 1 has this power where his rage is 1, okay? But if you assemble using rage, meaning, okay, I'm going to choose rage, I'm going to assemble the dice, I can discard a rage or body gift and use mind instead. And if I'm using mind instead, that means terminate using rage means I'm actually terminate using mind, so I won't have to bury my hand. Loopholes. Loopholes. So I have to discard, I'm going to discard Mr. Whiffle. I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't have Mr. Whiffle. That's funny. So I want to work that in. So Mr. Whiffle is a soul. All right, let me go ahead and discard that or use mind instead. He's got a 4 in mind. Hack and study. He doesn't have study or hack. So I don't have any bonus dice, so I have to, let's use some stuff. I'm gonna use this to boost mind. And oh, it's your suplex. Well, happy birthday. My birthday was just recently as well. They'll get us all eventually. All right, so here we go. Oh, do I want to use that? I do. And then I want to heal it, get it back up so I can use it again. Sam is going to use Nihilistic Impulse to help him. He can do that because this little symbol right here says somebody at the same table. A symbol versus threat. I can discard this card, any number of cards. Ooh, how about these 3? And for each one, I can add a soul die. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm not going to mutate this card because that gets me in trouble, mostly. I just need a 13. I got to reroll 5s and 6s. And that's all I'm rolling lately. Okay, so we're keeping 4s. Okay. So I need a 1. I need to get a 1 somehow. Oh, I know exactly how to do that. I got it. Mondrian Cell. So the other card he has in his hand, evaluate versus a threat, which is what we're doing. Discard this to roll 1 die. It is odd. Decrease the target by 1. I'm decreasing that target from 13 to 12. And that's all I needed. One steps forward, something just clicks. This all happened pretty much almost at the same time. He'd reached down, he'd found Mr. Whiffle, the bear, and Sam had gone up to the door and got slammed back, and there's the eye of the crow in the doorway. One walks up and places and takes the bear, the soul that's trapped inside the bear, and touches it to the crow's eye. The crow blinks once. There's another caw, and then it disappears. It like retracts. The door slams shut. This way. Wait, no. It starts to move. One stumbles back. The door shuts, and then as one turns around, he feels he hears, and then feels. Or no, it's not. He doesn't really have anything corporal to land on. A raven lands on Sam's shoulder. Oh, does it though? It lands on Sam's shoulder. It squawks. Now, we won versus this thing, but the other thing we have to do now is we need to determine whether this guy's going to the bagman or to us. In order to do that, first I have to... We rolled mind. Oh, geez. All right, this is what I'm rolling right now is the score I'm going to have to beat in order to take this raven for ourselves. Oh, shit. Okay, 10, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, fucking 4. 24. Okay. So if we want to claim this crow as our own for the Raven King, we have to get a 24. I don't even know how to. We can't do it on 3 dice. Yeah, there's not even any way to do that. Oh, I didn't have to roll again. It doesn't matter. He just, if he rolls more than what I rolled to beat this, and all I rolled was 13, and he's rolled 24, so the door slams shut. One stumbles down the stairs, and then they hear another a scraw, and it doesn't come down onto Sam. They see leaving from the tower and heading off another direction a giant crow, heading away from them, apparently heading towards the skin sorcerer, away from us. Now, for us to finish this, we have to finish this location. We have to discard a fragment of our own or a card from our trophy pile, and we cannot do that, but we can get rid of a fragment. We're going to get rid of this fragment. Bury one fragment or sacrifice one card from your trophy pile. If you do not, you cannot steal the next empty shuffle new. All right, we're getting rid of a fragment. We buried it. And we are going to close this location for now. And we're going to follow that crow as it's flying, hopefully to lead us to this bagman. And it leads us through the skin sorcerer's, what's it called? The skin sorcerer's lair. Yes, the skin sorcerer's lair. Hey, chill out. What's up, buddy? We're gonna say skin sorcerers are kind of cute. Is there sounds going on? Oh. Okay. Well, that was a lot of rolling, a lot of cards thing for losing, but at least we closed the location. We've only got 3 to close, so I'm gonna draw back up to 5 for 1. 5. And then we'll pass the turn to Sam as they make their way. Where the crow flew is a desolate area past the forest on the well their directions are meaningless, but in the direction they're going towards, following the crow, is desolate, I'd say swamp, but the ground is hard. Dead trees and brush, dry, flaky ground, dark, misty, smells bad. Are they going to find animals laying around that don't have their skin on them? Maybe. Sam's drawing an omen. Gut punch. And damage first barrier card, 1 card. There are omens of hope. We don't see them much anymore. Alright. Omen of doom, gut punch. It's Sam that hears it first. At first it was like the sound of birds. Sound of soft, moist ripping. But like usually, the siren song becomes something that you can't live without. Like sinks into your subconscious, and suddenly he's humming a song and he's looking around for where the song could be coming from. Is he is that tomorrow? Is that the thing for tomorrow? Okay. Sam needs to get his shit together. He's going to use mind. His mind is 4. He has a resist of 1. Okay. Okay. Oh, you know what? I could just wickety whack sack this son of a... No, I can beat this. 13. But the hairs on the back of his neck go up. And fighting through, singing the song and starting to tap it and looking around. Even one is starting to show little pictures of people dancing on his on those tiny little screens. When suddenly Sam, the thing that's in the back of his mind, because this isn't the first time he's run up to. This is a, I wouldn't say common, but it's a common for a saint to run into these sirens that take you, lead you off to your doom, and finally that thought gets through, and with some effort he's able to quell the rise of the song in him. Play a relic or tool gift, shuffle it into this nexus. Okay. So we have defeated the siren song. In damage, first bury a card. We did not take damage, so we're okay. Sam's going to draw back up to 5. Pass the turn to 1. 1 has nihilistic impulse as well. Death gaze. Extra razor blades. A bruiser mentality. And omen of doom, extravagance. And now, another omen of doom. Suffer 1 body or rage damage. I'm going to... Well, I'll do that now. And just suffer rage damage by getting rid of that card. Is there anything I can do in support? No. No. That's an ally too, okay. Right? Okay. Oh, jeez. Examines this threat, they suffer 3 soul damage. Okay, good thing we're not examining this threat. Evaluate, downgrade, soul dice. Rage or soul? So, it turns out the siren's song was a distraction. I mean, if it would have worked, it'd be great, but it was really to cover the sound or let the dream swallower get close. For when Sam is staring off in the fog, trying to get a handle on the song that's going through his head, 1 is doing the same but turns, feels something nearby, and something has crept up inside him. A figure of some sort that's inside his space. He tries to collapse or move through, and he can't. He's stuck as this thing is trying to swallow all the little pieces and screens of 1. So it's a 14 in soul, but you have to downgrade them. Or I can do the whole rage trick. I'm going to do that. Yep. I can discard a body gift to use mind instead. So I have to get a 16. Death gaze, a symbol versus a threat or ally. Discard, add 3 mind dice and suffer 2 mind damage. Or if you're skilled in conjure, 1 mind damage. We'll do this. Suffer 1 mind damage. And get 3 more dice. So I need a 16. I feel like I need to mutate. I'm a little leery. I've been rolling good, but not that good. 16's a lot. So if I want to mutate, I'm going to use card number 9, the very last one, which is Rock Solid. Let us roll. Shit. All right. Evaluate. Trash the highest die. Sweet. Can't wait. All right. But because of that, I get to re-roll 4 of these bad boys because Sam can help now. And Sam has a mind of 4. All right. I got to trash the highest die. I'm going to trash this 6 here. So I have a good setup, a start. I need to re-roll these 4. I can re-roll these 4, thankfully. And I just need a 5 or a 6. Just need a 5 or a 6, people. What do I have? Holy mackerel. Oh, that's for myself. That sucks. Oh, no. Behaviorson. No. Oh, I guess I could have used the Wickedy Whack sack here. That would have been a good idea. Well, tell you what. I got nothing. Nothing. No help. Okay. This is what gets one away from the siren song is he finally comes to. It finally comes to as the dream swallowers sucking up lots of his things. Sam looks over and rushes and ignites his glow and sticks his hands in, and with it sounds like a laugh. The figure, whatever was inside, dissipates out, but they can feel it still out there around. I gotta reshuffle this back in because I lost to it. It's still around. It wants to feed more on one. Now what happens is I discard for the difference of what I lost at. So in all reality it'd be like 11, 14. I only needed 2. Why was I thinking I needed so much more? 6, 11, 14. I need 2. I didn't have anything to get that to. I have to discard cards. I only had 1 card in my hand though, so it's okay. One's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 is in a bad place. He's got 1 card left in his deck. It is Sam's turn. I draw an Omen of Doom. Okay, Sam has. It's not during his. He's gonna save this for. All right, I have an extra shot. I can heal. I can heal him. Yeah, I can heal him next turn, his turn. As long as I don't lose this card. I said that out loud, didn't I? Scheiße. Okay. Okay. Delusion. An evaluate versus a gift suffer. See how I mutated this. If I didn't mutate that last roll, I would have made it. I had 2 6s and a 4. I would have made it, but because I mutated it just to get the re-rolls, I had to trash the highest die, and then I failed. I hate mutating. Evaluate versus a gift suffer the damage if it were a threat. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna do this again, where I reload this to examine 1. If it's a threat, I can. Of course, it's not. Okay, fine. It's not a threat, but I have to make it. I gotta make it. I don't want to not make it. Because I don't want to suffer damage. This is what's going to happen. This is why I shouldn't have said anything about wanting to use this, because I'm going to fail this roll and I'm going to have to sacrifice this. That's what the game's setting me up for right now. Okay. How bad am I going to roll on 2? Alright, what if I mutate this card? 4. 1, 2, 3. I was just bitching about mutating. This one is costly. 2. Bury one random. Oh no. I gotta bury one of these randomly. You guys want to take bets on if it's the healing card? In order for me to mutate this so that I don't lose the one card I want. Oh, okay. So it wasn't the... It's the sword. Okay. That's fine. Bearings. Now I can re-roll 2 of these dice. I almost want to keep the 4. Sweet baby Jesus. Okay. Good thing I mutated. I have gotten the lucky numbers. These Salmon 1 continue on into this wasteland, hoping they're following the flight path of the crow towards maybe there's a bit of a disturbance in the sky, as if the crow had dragged the clouds with him, and to lead them through this wasteland. They're sticking together because of what just happened to 1 and the siren song, and they're obviously surrounded by a lot of trouble. As Sam's out looking at the trees, trying to assess, make sure there's no threats, he literally takes a moment. His viewpoint snaps back to see the forest for the trees, and he sees numbers in the trees. And this is a game that Sam's always played as a way to focus his brain, is to look for numbers in the world around him as a relaxation technique. And he just kind of finds himself doing that, and he sees numbers. That's what this is going to be. His lucky numbers. I don't have any more omens, so that's the rest of my turn. I'm going to go draw up to 5. Alright, and then I'm going to pass the turn to... Wait a minute. 3, 4, 5. Oh, I do have another omen. I don't think I'm gonna do anything with it. I want to get 1 healed. So 1 is going to draw Omen of Doom. Yeah. It knows when I'm trying to do stuff. Okay, we're in the support step. Sam's going to give him an extra shot, or just to heal him. Sacrifice it. He's 1 is skilled in resist, which means he can heal 4. 4 random cards out of his discard pile are going to go into his deck. He could actually use more. 1, 2, 3. But 4 is good. 4 is a good chunk. Okay. Okay, that's 1. I mean, that's Sam. This is 1's hand. Alright, so 1's got 3 Omens of Doom, Planisphere, a Dream Snare, and Pix. It's going to do Omen of Doom, Poverty. Versus a gift, I have to trash the highest die. Oh, and it's a gift. Monstropedia. Alright, let's do Mind. He doesn't have Study. How bad do I want this? I don't think I want it that bad. I'm not going to take damage. 6, 9, 10, 11. Oh. Well. Wait. something weird. One of the trees they passed, something's weird. It was like carved. There's like a large chunk carved out. And if you look at it just right, it looks like there's something sitting in there. And one goes over to it, and there's a skin covered book, not unlike the Necronomicon, but not the Necronomicon. All right, so assemble using rage, discard, use mind instead. Okay, so basically it gives you one's power. Oh wait, trash the highest die. What did I roll? Oh, you know what? I don't think I would have got this because I just barely got it. I would have to get rid of that 6. Never mind, I didn't even get this thing. We walk by the tree with the book in it, thanks to the Omen of Doom. All right, well, screw it. Let's do another one. Omen of Doom. Cannot play powers to avoid. Illusion. Another gift. Something I already have, but here. I'm just going to roll the 4. I have sense? I do have sense too. Oh, shoot. Okay. That is 14. I do... I think one is on alert. He's thrumming with his version of adrenaline right now, ready to pull out any of his tricks for avoiding trouble if trouble pops up. I'm gonna play Last Omen for 1. Or you know what? No, I gotta hold on to my cards. I'm gonna hold on my cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's smarter. So he's not gonna have the draw, and he ends his turn. Who move to Sam. So Omen of Doom, Affliction. I'm going to play this. Recycle 1 random card and investigate it. Fine. That random card is Kaleidoscope. Okay. An Omen. That damn thing. Well, we're ready for it this time. This time, Sam hears the... it's like a sigh. Like a really super creepy sigh. But Sam's ready with the Wickety Whack Sack. Initiate versus a non-true threat. Slot this gift and the threat. It is out. But if I ever get out of cards in my hand, I have this guy goes back into the Nexus. But for now, he is out of commission. One's breathes a sigh of relief in his way. Okay. Okay. Then I'm not going to spend any more. I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to draw up to 5. Oh, an Omen of Hope. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, we're gonna live, guys. Oh my god. All right. It's your turn. Your turn 1. Omen of Hope. Oh. Omen of Hope. You're our only hope. What happens when we flip this to the dreamy side? Let me draw 1 card. I have a lot of tools in my hand. I might as well. Investigate. Sacrifice. You may dream share 2. Means that the discard 2 card? No. Wait. Dream sharing, does that involve me automatically discarding 2 cards? No, I just have to examine. Okay. All right, I'm going to examine the top 2 cards. I've got an Omen of Doom and the Crow. So, you know what? We're just going to go forward. I don't worry about dream sharing. Pick this up. I get the Omen of Doom in my hand. Then we encounter the next card. A Scraw. What did we just find? We just found the, oh, we just wickety-whack-sacked the Dream Swallower. Both Sam and one still heading, following the cloud trail above, if it's even clouds, and looking to the sides. They both start noticing a very large shape moving between the trees on both sides. They both alert each other, but whenever they look, both look in one direction, they don't see anything. When both look in the other direction, they don't see anything. When they stop looking, one looks one way and one looks the other, they see the shape again. And it's moving, kind of moving ahead of them, and it comes out. But when it comes out and they both look forward, they see this large raven, not as big as the one in the tower, but still about the size of a horse, hopping out in the middle of their path, in between the trees. A large squawk as it eyes them as if judging them. Of course it's judging them. This one is one's problem. Oh, it's good that it's one's problem. We're going to do that little trick again. Can I? I sure can. I can discard that to use mind instead of rage. And then he does not have hack or study. I have to figure out more cards. There's no nihilistic impulse to help me this time. I guess we got him. Oh, never mind. The dream snare. It's very helpful to catch this raven, hopefully keep it for ourselves. I'm going to recycle this gift in any number of cards. I'm going to go ahead and recycle. Since it's recycling, it's not discarding. I'm going to recycle all 5 of these. That makes this an 8. So I only need to get 8 on 3 dice. That seems doable without having to mutate. Let's see what the mutation would be. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rock solid. Okay, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna roll 1 die for the mutation. And it's a 2. I have to re-roll 6s. That's okay. I was already re-rolling 6s, so fine. I'm going to be able to re-roll all 4 of these. Oh, wait, hold on. Wolfram Cube. So Sam's throwing this into the mix. A symbol versus a mutated card. Recycle. Add 1 body or mind die. I'm going to add a... I'll go ahead and add a body die. I'm going to recycle this. I'm not sure how this is going to help, how that fictionally helps, but... Okay, I have no card. I have 1 card that may help us. I need 3 6s to really... Okay, I have to reroll. Okay, I have to reroll all of these, basically. Okay. I guess because this was a rerolled 6 already. This one is something... I think you only re-roll them once. And I rolled a 5 again. Okay, all I needed was 8. All right? But what's important here is I have to keep this number. 1 quickly throws the dream, he has it on him, the dream catcher. It grows larger and larger in air. And, but here's the thing. I need to roll less than that on 8 dice. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. I gotta roll less than 15 on 8 dice. Don't roll good, don't roll good, don't roll. Oh my gosh. Holy jeez. Okay. The bagman's got him. As the dream catcher flows through the air, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The raven turns his head and looks and flies off just as the dream catcher falls to the ground where it was. We have beat the raven, but we did not keep the raven. The bagman has claimed yet another raven. Time travel, damn it. I can't time travel this game. I could cheat. I could reroll. Time traveling is actually an option in this last mission. We could time travel. It's not the same thing though. It doesn't really help you like that. Use the dagger of time. It's not full of sand. No, I mean, but if anybody bought me a reroll, then I would be re-rolling all those dice. There's that kind of thing. But somebody has to buy me a reroll for that kind of thing to happen. So. For glory. Ooh, 20 bits. Thank you very much for those biddies. I think you show my biddies. Okay. So, it's okay. It's all right. The bagman's got him, but the crow flies off in the same direction. We're getting close. Oh, this is what has to happen. We have to finish this. I have to bury a fleeting fragment. And is that anybody can do it, or is it just this guy? I'll just do it this one. We're going to bury, a fragment. So that we can seal this place. And continue on, leaving the wasteland. The Nexus is a perfectly spherical room. Now, there's actually a channel action for rerolling. It doesn't have a gold amount. Oh, or does it? I think it does, actually. Final location. Yes. They're walking through this wasteland, following the trails left by the giant ravens as they've flown towards the bagman, the skin sorcerer. When they come to a thin barrier they couldn't really see it from far away. As they get close, they can see it because it's kind of translucent. When they get close enough, they realize that the barrier is slightly curved. It must curve around, and it's made of a translucent, very thin skin. They don't know what creature, or if it's human skin, but it's definitely skin. Sam takes out a pocket knife and cuts it, and it opens up, and the smell that hits them is heavy with gore. And Sam struggles. He doesn't want to go in. One doesn't have a problem with it. He can't see. It can't smell. But Sam struggles, finds a good place in his mind, and goes in. And now we are in the refuge of the skin sorcerer. It's a lot different than the wasteland outside. There aren't any trees. There's a thin mist and the smell. And it's not even mist. It's like you can't tell that there's mist, but you can't see very far. So it's like you can't. It's all the visibility issues of mist without actual mist in the air. All they can think is to head forward towards the center of this little realm outside of realms. So the doom is play an examining power, confront the first examined threat. Okay, so we're not going to examine it all because screw all that. Examining is when you look at cards in the deck. Yeah, and yeah, I kind of like it. Oh, you're right, it does, doesn't it? It's like I have a mask. Totally does. Okay. Sam. Oh, we're okay. So that was the end of one's turn. So he's drawing my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sam has a hand. Yes. Sam has a hand. Cheapest special effects ever. I'm gonna roll. Okay, so he draws his omen, Omen of Doom. What happens on the hope side? Play an examining power. First examine a number of cards equal to your sense, then shuffle this nexus. No. No. Okay. Deviltry. Recycle one random card, then flip. I just have a handful of Doom. This is all I had in my hand were 3 omens and lucky numbers, and this is the freaking random card I drew. I gotta recycle. Great. Alright. Psychic Surgeon. This is an ally gift. Doom, 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 doom. Cookie. Yeah, Doom is nigh, for sure. We'll see. We shall see. We're chasing the Skin Sorcerer in the realm of the Raven King in order to help the Raven King so that he can take us to Nebuchadnezzar, the sleeping king. This is an ally gift. This is a gift, but it's really high. I'm going to roll my mind, which is 4. I have resist of 1. No. Of 1, yeah. I'll use it. I don't think I'm going to get 16, but we'll see. 10, 13, nope. Alright, so I'm passing on that. And that's okay. I'm not taking damage or anything, so that's good. End of his turn, I'm going to recycle 2 cards. And then draw up the 5. 3, 4, 5. What did I get? That's good. That's kind of good, and that's kind of good. Okay. One's turn. Omen of Doom, Illusion. All right, so one's got a slightly better updated hand. It's got the Bowler's Brew, Nihilistic Impulse. We're gonna hold on to that because that's gonna help us when we meet the Skin Sorcerer. That will too. We're going to Omen of Doom Extravagance. If this is a gift, we have to avoid it. And that sounds fine to me. Oh, it's not a gift, all right. It's not a gift. Okay, what is the end thing for this? Okay. Suddenly, they're there. Not they, Sam and one, but they, the crows. Suddenly, in this not mist, the area they can't see farther than 10 feet. Suddenly, within that 10 feet are 2 crows chained to the ground, just standing there looking at them, and another one hopping around them. They're all small, normal-sized crows now, chained to the ground. Suddenly the ground is concrete-ish, stone. Let's say stone. And they're chained to it. They don't seem to be too upset about it, but they're chained to it. The other ones freeze, like bouncing around. It looks in Sam and one and squawks. They don't know if it's a help me and my friends or it's a what the hell are you doing here squawk. You can't really tell with the ravens. You can't really tell. Can't tell their secrets. Ooh. Thank you for the bits, buddy. Okay. All right. This time it's Sam's turn this time, right? No, it is 1 again. Yay. Okay, good. This is all going to happen on 1's turn. Awesome. Okay. All right, this is the finale, dude. This is the end, unless I fuck it up. If I fuck it up, then it's not so much the end, it's almost the end. First, I have to try to save this raven, and then I have to beat the skin sorcerer. That's how this is going to go down. So, this is 1. 1 can take on rage and use his mind instead. So, can I? Yes, I can. I can discard the... I'm going to discard the... I'm going to discard the bowler's brew in order to be able to use my mind instead of rage. I'm still stuck with the whole assemble using mind, sacrifice 1 ally gift. Do I have an ally gift? I do not. That sucks. So I can't do that. Lose versus gift, no. No. None of those things are going to help. Okay. Okay, I have to... I could just try to get 13 on those 3 dice. Sam can help out here. Sam can't help out here. Okay, what Sam can do, we're going to have to mutate. We're going to have to. 9. The mutation is psionic. Oh boy. I have not been rolling very high with these. I need to roll high. Okay, it's high enough. Terminate. Suffer 1 mind damage. Okay. At the end of this turn, I'm going to suffer 1 mind damage, but if all goes well, that ain't going to happen because we'll finish the game before that. So, that's good. Now I can re-roll all 4 of those. I need a 13 on just these. I'm not using any other cards because I'm going to save them all for dealing with his ass. Uh-oh. Okay, good. Oh, snap. All right. I don't have any stupid discard these, power this, card that. 1 just steps up quickly, reaches down and grabs the bird. And once it grabs the bird, it's just kind of there. It doesn't struggle or anything. And 1 whispers, your king is waiting for you. Return to your king. And then he's going to open his hand. He's going to turn to the direction they came, open his hands, and go like this. He tells it to return to his king. I rolled a... What did I roll? I rolled a 14, right? Yeah, I was 1 over. 14. Now I got to roll 8 dice and hopefully get less than 14. I don't think it's going to happen. Nope. Okay. He lets go. 1 lets go. The crow flies up, flies off that direction. Then they hear flapping again, and then this time they hear a laugh, a wet kind of laugh, and they turn around, and now they can see much farther, like 30 or 40 feet, and the 2 crows on the ground are chained, and the flapping is coming from the 3rd one, who is now chained to the ground in front of a stone altar, on of which is a bunch of gore, and standing in front of it is the skin sorcerer, who's laughing. He takes his hand, he does one of those cleaning the table off motions with all the gore, pushes the gore off the table. Says, "There's room for more. Which one of you first?" Maybe you. Actually, not which one of you, because one of them doesn't have skin. He points to Sam and says, "It's ready now for you." The Raven King didn't think The Raven King is an interloper, a carpetbagger of sorts. Carpetbagger's not the right. God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. The people who squatter. The Raven King is a squatter. This has been my land, our land, for so long. And when he says our land, he kind of motions to the crows. He's gonna summon each of his other three sorcerer buddies, the dream sorcerer, the soul sorcerer, and the pick the sorcerer, and he's gonna bring them all back so they can go out into the world and cause lots of insane problems. And Sam is the last piece of the puzzle. He needs some more skin, and he's eyeing Sam. Okay, Bagman, initiate. Is this everybody? This is everybody. So this is fucked up. We have to make rage checks. If we fail, we're going to suffer damage equal to the number of cards in his bag, his trophy. We're going to take 3 points of damage each. We're going to discard that from the top of our deck and then shuffle our deck. We have to beat him this time, basically, because our rages suck. Yes, I'll start with one. One does not. I'm not going to do it. I've only got one rage. I'm not going to do that trick because I want to save my cards for dealing with him. I'm going to roll a 4. Doesn't make it. I'm going to take 3 points of damage off the top of my deck. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how we're going to beat this guy if I roll really high on the next thing. But now Sam has 3 rage, so that's not that bad. He does have resist, right? Resist 1. Yep. Okay, here we go. I need a 13 to not take damage. 9, 10, 11. I don't have it, so I'm discarding 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now it's party time. We're gonna use. Okay. So my best. Are you giving me a reroll for which one? Or for one I just did, or are you saving that one for? Because I'll tell you what. Thank you. I'm gonna need this big time because I'm trying to decide. Okay, so my best stat is fucking mind, and that means I have to roll for this guy. I have to roll 8 dice, and that's what the number I'm gonna have to beat. If it's more than 18, it's basically impossible. I can't beat him. So I have to roll less than 18 on 8 dice. If you don't mind, I'm going to save that. I really need it here. I could do my trick. Fine. I'm going to do my trick. Where we're going to roll 7 dice, but I'm going to use my mind for the rage instead. So, here's the roll. I got to determine what the rage target is. I have to roll 7 dice, and this needs to be low. Okay, well, I did get 3 ones, but it's definitely higher. It's 11, 15, 19. I have to re-roll this. I have to not roll fucking 6s. I'm going to use your re-roll for this and hope that I don't roll good. Okay, this is a little better, I think. 12, 18, 19, 20, 21. How am I supposed to beat this guy? I just don't understand how I'm supposed to beat him. Like, how do you roll less than 18 on? You can't get Mikey B. Sit Frog Sit. Hey, welcome to the show, and thank you for the reroll. Let's roll all ones. No, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's a little lower. But I don't have anything that allows me to keep an extra die. I can roll this. I can get a lot of dice, but I can only keep 3. So the highest I can get is 18, unless I have a card that says keep an extra die, and there's there's not very many of those, if maybe one. But I don't think I even have one in my decks. I don't think there is no gift that'll let you do that. Oh, I guess what I need is to be able to decrease it. Of anything that's gonna, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't. I can decrease it by 1. But that's it. So maybe I gotta think about how to finish this with it. Wouldn't that hurt? Throw a lot of lemonade on him? Huh. Is there anything I can do with it? That's funky shit. He certainly doesn't. Huh. I think I'm just going to have to... Salt! Yes. Salt would be perfect. I'm thinking about taking the loss. I'm thinking about how to work that in fictionally. Yeah. Okay. To be fair. Okay. I have only lost a couple games. Probably should have lost more over the last 73. But I've had help, like your helps with rerolls and that kind of stuff. But I haven't lost many. I didn't like the idea because at first I was thinking I don't want to replay, because that's technically what you want to do is to keep replaying until you win, right? That's not the way this is going to work. What's going to happen is one and Sam start moving around the crows that are in front, that chain down around the thing to kind of flank him. Meanwhile, they're pulling up their glow in each of them, kind of powering up. The skin sorcerer is watching them in amusement as they're coming around. What they're not prepared for is some ancient ass sorcery. I mean, this is before this. There probably weren't even saints during this guy's time. There was one, or maybe they're the reason why there are saints now. But as they're moving around, they find themselves never able to get around the final bit. He just smiles as they kind of as he rotates with them almost as they're walking around. And then he grows tired of this, and he motions at Sam. He whips out his hand and goes like this, just like he cleaned off the all the gore off the table. He grabs him and throws him, and one just within a blink of an eye, he's seen Sam is chained to the table, his clothes off, and the bagman's beginning to weave his magic to remove his skin. But he'll keep you alive. I'll keep you alive, he says. You'll make a good apprentice. You're sharp. I like the look of you, boy. Yes. So good. The skin's so good. He's beginning when we hear another craw. Craw! A great one. Now flap as the Raven King comes down opposite on the other side of the altar. The skin sorcerer stops and stares at the newcomer, the squatter, the one who doesn't belong here in the skin sorcerer's realm, and what he says is his realm, that he was taken from him by the Raven King. Oh, the squatters come. Don't worry, I'll get to you next. And he goes like this, and chains come up out of the ground to wrap around the Raven King, except all they find is feathers. Feathers that are flying in the air, and the chains fall. And the skin sorcerer looks around. He's turning around, he can't find him. Where did you go, little bird? Come on now. And he whistles, and the air is filled with birds. Suddenly, to one and Sam, the way he had whistled made them think that he had done it. But the bagman, if they were watching closely, the skin sorcerer's eyes widen, because he certainly did not call all these birds. They're everywhere. The sounds are everywhere. There sounds like a million ravens in there, just flowing around, close, far, but you can't see them. Sam feels the air rippling with them, but they're invisible. The bagman's looking around. The skin sorcerer's looking around desperately. He calls out again for some more power, but when he opens his mouth, nothing comes out, and he finds it full of something, and he starts spitting it out, and it's birdseed. And he looks down, and all over his exposed flesh, his exposed muscle, is birdseed. And suddenly the cries get even louder. There's even more, and Sam looks and watches the bagman's lifted up, and he sees little bits and chunks and meat and muscle being torn from him as they eat off all his muscle and his skin right in front of his eyes within seconds. And the skin sorcerer's screaming, and still screaming. There's still sound when there's finally just bones in his mouth, and it seems like there's a delay between the scream and the end of him when the bones clatter to the ground. And then the Raven King is standing over Sam. He said, I only needed you to find him for me, to track him down, and which you have done. Sleep. And because Sam had been cut up a bit, and he's out of it, and we're going to leave with the Raven King telling him and one to sleep. And we will pick back up for the climax of the Book of Dreamers, called The Sleeper Wakes. We did not win this round, so we're not going to get the... oh, shit. Are you kidding me? Well, I break rules all the fucking time. So, technically not winning this means we don't get that, but we won it. What I'm going to do, though, is... Okay, so... This is the special fragment you get for it. Well, we're not going to level up, so we're not going to get another one. But this one's called the Nemesis. You still don't get it, do you? This isn't a grand showdown with your archenemy. You don't have an archenemy. You're a washed-up writer with holes in your socks and bills you can't pay. Wow, that hit really close to home, dude. Who the hell? This is all a dream. And the worst part, this is the best story you've ever created. But if you kill me, you'll wake up and forget the whole thing. Let's see. This says lose versus a true threat with more than one target. Okay, so we didn't technically win. So I'm going to take this fragment just so that we have it as a badge of honor in order to finish this chapter, this book, but where no one's going to be keeping it. So don't actually get it. And I should, to be fair, I'm going to give each one of us a death. So what happens is you have a halo. Your character has a halo. The halo are the 3 cards across the top. Like your character card sits in the middle. Then you have 3 cards along the top, 2 on the other, 1 on either side, and 3 along the bottom. That's your halo. And as you get fragments that give you special powers, you put them in your halo. You slot them, it's called. Over time, though, if you die or things happen, you collect these death cards that cover up spaces in your halo. If you ever get all 9 or all 8 spaces covered up, that character has to be retired. Sam already has 1, and this means I have to make a hard decision and get rid of one of his other enduring fragments. 1 is new to this chapter, so it's got open spaces for a death. But Sam has now gotten 2 deaths. Fades. Luckily, their asses were saved by the Raven King. Next week, the Raven King will be taking them or showing them or telling them where Nebuchadnezzar lies. Because the Raven King needs his ass to be either put back to sleep or woken up just as bad as everybody else.